Hello and welcome to Clan Gen featuring RedwoodClan. So as you can see, I already got the cats here. I've selected them already, and that's because I want to make this a story-driven clan. So I've picked these cats. I've given them unique names. I've given them personalities, backstories, and there's actually an overarching plot I have for this clan. So on top of that, I also have a challenge that I'll explain in a second. But as you can see, we've got our leader here. I'll explain the cats in a second. But we've got our leader here, an elder, a single kid, 2 apprentices, a single warrior, our medicine cat, and our I'm gonna go over here show you our Star Clan cat, Moonclaw, who's playful and has valuable insight and is a good fighter. So I actually want to include her in our lore, and I have. She's in our cat's backstories. However, I also have another cat who I've coded in Jade Smoke. Now, I really like him. I have a lot of plans for him in this series, so hopefully we could see more of him. He's vengeful, clever, formidable fighter, originally from another clan, so he's not from this clan, as you can see. And I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to spoil the story. But we'll go back to our lineup. And first thing you can see, we have the king, princess, healer. So this isn't like an ordinary warrior cats clan. This is actually a royalty challenge that I've written up the rules myself according to how I like it. So it's not going to add too much complexity or drama to the clan. It's more to keep myself entertained. I'll talk about our king in a second. I'm gonna save him for one of the last cats. So I'll go ahead and introduce Princess Sandbreeze, who is our king's sister. So they are siblings. They do have a shared parents in the clan. She's our deputy / second in line. She's careful and a lore keeper. So her personality I came up with is she usually keeps to herself a lot. She used to be very open, but now she's not necessarily very open anymore. And I wrote it all down here, but it's a lot to go through, so I'm not gonna read it all right now. But she knows a lot of stories. She loves sharing them. She loves hearing about them. Now that she's older, she stopped talking about them because no one in her clan liked hearing about her stories, and it didn't make her a good warrior because she was always distracted. So she's bit her tongue about her stories now. She's very quiet, doesn't get in the way much because that's how her clanmates want her to be. That would be okay for any other cat, but she's our princess, she's our deputy. When our king, Acorn Strike, dies eventually and goes to Star Clan, she's got to be the next leader, and I'll get into a second that clan's already focused on her so much, so she's having a hard time because she's this quiet cat who doesn't like getting between all this drama or whatever. She's second in line. The cats need her, so she's having that trouble right now. We have healer Dusong next, who is pretty young. She's only 17 moons, so hopefully we'll have a lot of time with her in this clan. She's a wise cat, and her backstory is she wasn't born in this clan. She was originally a loner who lived by herself. She lived by herself, perfectly fine, had shelter, food, fresh water, herbs. She was pretty good with herbs even then. But she had a dream one day that she was in the camp. She was in this camp clearing. There was a StarClan cat there, and there was a dying cat in the distance. And the StarClan cat told her that she needed to come. And Dusong was not too happy about this. She liked being alone. She had no reason to leave her perfectly good home. But she has that wise quality about her, so when she woke up, she decided, I'll have to go help this clan, they need me. At that time, they didn't have a medicine cat, so she came over to RedwoodClan with the help of Moonclaw over here. And she's now their healer / medicine cat. So I actually like her. She's my favorite cat. I have a soft spot for this white pattern here. This is Ice Glide, who is actually the mother of our king and princess. Now, another thing about this royalty challenge is I make the oldest elder mediator, so this is why she's a mediator. And I'm not going to use this menu. This is just, she's only a mediator for the time skips when she's visiting other clans, so I wanted that for more drama, but I like letting relationships go naturally, so I'm leaving that alone. And as you can see, she's troublesome. She solves problems by starting them. She actually, the reason why she's not queen right now, she should be because she's the oldest royal family member, but she's not because she knew she's troublesome. She's, not gonna be a good leader. She's gonna solve problems. I mean, not solve problems, she's gonna start them. She's not gonna solve anything as the queen of RedwoodClan, so she gave that title to her son, Acorn Strike. Now, I like her. She doesn't have too much drama in her backstory, aside from the fact that I imagine her being Moonclaw's younger sister, just so we can have Moonclaw more involved in the clan. Now we have Jasper Fern, who I also really like because he doesn't have a dramatic backstory too. He's just a warrior here who's very compassionate. He feels bad seeing the apprentices work to the bone. He's a good speaker. He likes talking with everyone. He's a good hunter who brings back, he brings back good food for the prey pile and for the clan. So the clan likes him. He's a really good warrior, other than the fact that he's not got good judgment, so he's gonna do some impulsive stuff. During patrols, if there's a dangerous option, he's probably gonna, cross the thunder path without looking both ways. He's not the best with that. But he's still a good warrior. He loves his clan. He's like a dad figure, I imagine, to the younger apprentices. Bam, that's just about it. I like him. Here's Fogpaw. Her personality, I had fun with her backstory. Now, she's a strict apprentice and our oldest apprentice, so her backstory here, let me look at it. She really wants to be the best warrior in her clan, which she wasn't born in actually. Her parents were outside of the clan, but her parents had sadly died in a fire, and RedwoodClan found her as a kid, and actually it was Princess Sandbreeze that found her as a little kitten. So because of that, Fogpaw feels like she needs to repay RedwoodClan. So she's always trying to follow the rules, catch every mouse, master every battle move. Even if, she's pushing herself too far, it's too late at night, she needs to come back to the camp and sleep. She's not really interested in doing that because she wants to repay RedwoodClan. And on top of that, she has some lingering fear of how quickly life can be lost, and she just wants to make sure her clan's okay and that she's prepared to fight back. But we have her mentor is actually Sandbreeze, and she's fascinated by prophecies, which goes well with Princess Sandbreeze, because Sandbreeze, she has a secret hobby of telling stories and hearing about them. So sometimes when Sandbreeze needs Fogpaw to sit down for a second, she'll be talking, the princess will tell Fogpaw a story. And that's the one time Fogpaw will sit down and take a rest, because Fogpaw secretly, she doesn't even know it herself, but she loves these stories. She just wants to hear more of them. She can't stop listening about them. That's what I've got written for Fogpaw. Little Fogpaw who just wants to do the best for her clan, but needs a second to understand that life, that sometimes you just need to sit down and have a laugh. Which is what Limepaw likes. Limepaw is the complete opposite of Fogpaw. She's playful, a careful listener, but mostly playful. She's younger, so she's very, I guess, naive to most cats in her clan. She's jumping around, always jumping around, playing games, joking around, playing pranks. In fact, her favorite cat to hang out in the clan is Ice Glide, because Ice Glide is the troublesome former queen, and Limepaw just loves playing pranks with Ice Glide, and Ice Glide loves playing pranks with Limepaw. However, you know, Limepaw's clanmates don't really take her too seriously because she's always playful and doesn't seem to take anything seriously. Limepaw understands that her clanmates don't think she's... Limepaw understands that her clanmates think she's naive, because most of all, you know, she has this good listener quality, and her mentor is King Acorn Strike, who I've avoided talking about, but we've caught glimpses in these little bios that King Acorn Strike is not doing good right now. So she's always listening, and she actually knows the deepest secrets of each cat, because she's catching this gossip around everyone and everyone thinks she's not listening, but she is. Especially King Acorn Strike, who I'll get to in a second. And actually, I'm going to pass over Fawnkit for a little bit because she's important to this story. So we'll go back to King Acorn Strike, who is our leader. He's, you know, got the king title. Hopefully he's good, but he's got this gloomy quality. And actually, he wasn't always like this. I imagine that warriors get their suffix based on a notable quality about them, and Acorn Strike has that strike suffix, and he got that for being the confident young cat in his clan. He was always the cat who warriors would go to for a, you know, morale boost before a battle or hunting patrol, or just in general. You know, when I first saw him, I knew he had to be the leader, aside from the gloomy quality for dramatic effect, but I thought he was a really pretty cat. So Acorn Strike has the suffix strike, because he's a really good warrior. He's charming, he's confident, or at least he was, because right before he became the leader, which was not too long ago because he's got his 9 lives, he's been, since his leader ceremony, he's been pretty quiet, distant. He's got that gloomy trait. His family members in his clan can't get him to open up. He's just very distant and doesn't talk to his clanmates anymore. And you know, when you're the leader and you're not talking to your clanmates, it's hard to be organized and get the clan going. So he's got that problem. We're not sure why he's so gloomy. That's the story. That's part of the story, actually. We're trying to figure out why he's so gloomy, what secret he's got that's made him so sad. So this is, you know, because of King Acorn Strike, it's affecting all these cats. You know, Sandbreeze is second in charge. Everyone's going to her because they can't get to him, and she's kind of cracking under the pressure. Song's kind of like, oh, how am I gonna get this clan under control? Ice Glide is a little saddened to see one King Acorn Strike so miserable and curled up in himself, and she's sad to see her daughter too cracking under the pressure, and it's kind of hard to run a clan like that. But aside from all that, we have our last kid, Fawnkit, who is very polite, oddly observant, which does well because she's oddly observant in a clan full of secrets, so hopefully that trait will do her good. And she, just like Fogpaw, she's not from this clan either. She was alone in the forest, you know, and I imagine, you know, when you're a kid alone in the forest, you're only 2 moons old, you're probably all unbalanced, flopping around, probably don't even have your eyes open yet. So when Princess Sandbreeze, who somehow has a knack for finding kids, found Fawnkit and is now this guardian figure for Fawnkit. It's not been too long since then, nothing much has changed. Fawnkit is actually adapting some of Sandbreeze's carefulness and love for storytelling, and that's all I've written for her right now. So the special thing about Fawnkit is that with all this drama and secrets and story hidden in the clan, especially with this new Dark Forest character who will be popping up in the thought levels of our cats over time, Fawnkit's gonna be our main character. She's going to figure out the happenings in the clan. She's the story we'll be following. We only know as much as her. So hopefully throughout the story of this clan, we can have Fawnkit, who's the cool one of us, you know, get to know the other apprentices, get to know the royal family, and hopefully get to the bottom of what King Acornstrike is hiding. And I think that's about it, you know, with this small clan. So we have that extra drama. So first, we've got a royalty challenge. Second, we've got a plotline involving the king, who's very gloomy. And then third, we have a Dark Forest cat who's trying to derail our clan. So it's at 0 moons, nothing yet. We're gonna start sending cats on patrols. So let's see. Actually, I haven't looked at the thought bubbles yet. King Acornstrike is asking Linepaw if they're ready for an assessment. Probably not. She's only 7 moons old. Only 1 moon into apprenticeship. King Acornstrike's probably got his thoughts all scrambled, so he's probably not thinking straight, but Princess Sandbreeze, she's got things a little more under control. She's exciting cats to patrol the borders, which is the most dangerous patrol you can do. Dusong can gather herbs. Ice Glide, we know she starts problems and then solves them. Jasper Fern feels bad about the apprentices. It's fine. Sandbreeze for an extra task. Fogpaw's obviously just gonna take on the hardest of tasks. Linepaw's practicing battle moves. And little Fawnkit, she can't go on patrol, so let me take a look at the relationships real quick. I haven't looked at them. So nothing notable here. King Acornstrike doesn't dislike anyone, but he doesn't have a lot of like for his mom, which is probably something to take note of, because Ice Glide is very loving of her kids, I would imagine, but he actually likes his sister the most on top of Linepaw, so that's nice. Sandbreeze also doesn't have a lot of like for her mom. That's a problem. That's not good. I would wonder why. No dislike here. Dusong does like Ice Glide. Nothing notable. I'm mostly looking for dislike, that's what I'm looking for. But there's no dislike for anyone here. Ice Glide actually doesn't like her son too much. Maybe she's disappointed in how he's leading the clan. Or how poorly he's leading the clan, actually. No dislike. Fogpaw's really comfortable with Jasper Fern and Fawnkit. Oh well, she's pretty comfortable with everyone. Linepaw actually dislikes Jasper Fern, which is weird. I think that's weird. Because Jasper Fern is nothing but nice. And Linepaw's the most playful cat, the cat everyone can get along with. So that's kind of interesting. And Fawnkit doesn't... I guess there's nothing too crazy here. But I think that's interesting. Linepaw doesn't like Jasper Fern too much. On the other hand, Jasper Fern does like Linepaw, so it's probably like a one-sided thing. Wow. Okay, let's send him on patrols. I would have King Acornstrike go on a patrol alone, but he was wondering about Linepaw's assessment. So he's probably gonna go on patrol with her. And I'll send them training. King Acornstrike takes them both out to see a big porcupine. I'll proceed. Linepaw watches it. So this is a good patrol. King Acornstrike's showing Linepaw around, or teaching her about the animals of the forest. That's good. We want that for King Acornstrike. And Fogpaw wanted extra training with Princess Sandbreeze, because that's her mentor. The patrol wants to hold a training session for Fogpaw that decided to focus on tree climbing. Okay, we'll proceed. Fogpaw listens carefully. Okay, as Fogpaw would. So this is a pretty peaceful patrol too. Okay, I'll send Dusong by herself because I kind of want to have Jasper Fern save for these other patrols that we didn't get to do with the apprentices. Healer Dusong finds a nice spot to sun himself. She has a successful patrol, that's good. They spot a pair of birds furiously chatting, and it's the season for nest raiding. I think he'll go for it. He's a good hunter. Wow, okay, so he's got a good meal. He's got 3 eggs. So successful moon so far. I'll go ahead and skip another moon. Take a look at this first because it looks like Sandbreeze talking to her mom. And I'll skip for the first moon. Fogpaw misstepped and slipped on a rock, but landed on their feet. Wow, okay, good for Fogpaw. That's probably what all the training does. Fawnkit picks some flowers and on the cap to bring back to the medicine den. Huh. So Fawnkit, wow. She's very... That's cute. That's a cute prompt. I haven't seen that before. She's bringing it to the medicine den, so maybe we can note down that Fawnkit would like to be a medicine cat or has some interest in herbs. Linepaw believes they are part of a new prophecy. Okay, Linepaw. That's something because we do have a story arching around RedwoodClan, so Linepaw, if you really think you're gonna figure it out, then I'm not stopping you. Okay, let's see relationships. Fogpaw had a disagreement with Jasper Fern about something. Maybe, you know, with the rule. Jasper Fern is probably like super laid back. Fogpaw's telling him, no, you gotta do it this way. That's the way it's always been done. Princess Sandbreeze had Fogpaw bump into them and they didn't even apologize. Okay. Fogpaw, I'm gonna imagine Fogpaw's still upset with this disagreement. She bumped into Sandbreeze, all angry and thinking a bunch and doesn't notice she's bumped into Sandbreeze. I don't think Sandbreeze would take too much offense to that though. She's a very late... I feel like she's like a people pleaser, so... Well, she is. She's a people pleaser, so... Sandbreeze wouldn't say anything about that. Jasper Fern wishes they could get their pelt to shine like Linepaw's. I don't think Linepaw's fur would look so shiny. I imagine she's the kind of cat to roll around on the ground, get fur. I mean, not fur, but dirt, leaves. But I guess Jasper Fern is jealous of that. Don't know why. Maybe he likes how it makes it look hardworking. Fawnkit finds a bit of fluff that smells like Ice Glide and adds it to their nest. Wow, that's cute. Oh wow. Ice Glide thinks Acorn Strike is being annoying. That's not good. Because that's her son. Why she thinks he's annoying? Well, maybe she thinks he needs to get himself into shape. Like, you're not doing a good job. You're not doing a good job. You need to be a better leader. Get out of your head. Tell me what's wrong. And Acorn Strike's not having that. King Acorn Strike wants to get to know Healer Dewsong better. So I'll take that as a sign that they want to go on patrol. I'll send them on patrol. Wants to get to know Linepaw better. But that's not your apprentice, so we'll see about that. Dewsong hopes for a message from Sarkmansu. Probably having to do with whatever Acorn Strike's got going on. So we'll see more about that. I'll note that down. Ice Glide feels pride for their mediator work, even though you probably spend most of your time sabotaging it. Sounds like a Jasper Fern thing to do. Fogpaw's making their mentor laugh, surprisingly. I didn't imagine Fogpaw as a cat who would joke around. But maybe it's unintentionally. Maybe Fogpaw... Oh yeah, she did trip over that rock. So maybe Sandbreeze is laughing at that. Maybe it wasn't intentional. Linepaw's dreaming of someday making their clan proud. That probably ties in with her idea of being in the prophecy. And Fawnkit's whining for milk. I feel like she's a little old for milk. Acorn Strike wanted to know Dewsong better, so I'll send them on patrol. And then I'll have Linepaw go with Sandbreeze. She wanted to get to know Linepaw better. Dewsong is on a mission to find Longwort. They feel the weight of their responsibilities lift. Okay, so it was a good patrol. So then I'll send Linepaw, Fogpaw, and Sandbreeze together. And I'll have them go training. Again with the porcupine. I think Sandbreeze's favorite story would be about the porcupine. The one that you get on patrol sometimes, we'll see. Linepaw maintains that porcupines are prey, not weird, transformed... Okay, wow. So that would probably break Sandbreeze's heart, because that's the story that she likes. Oh, and I'll send Jasper Fern alone again. I don't think he would go for the porcupine. Even though he's a little clumsy, you can see that it has quills. I don't want him to get hurt too soon, because we have such a small clan. And he's our only warrior. So it seems Linepaw isn't really into Sandbreeze's fake stories. Which is surprising, because she's a playful cat. Maybe she likes sticking to the real world. RedwoodClan welcomes Fogsmoke as a new warrior, honoring their guidance. So oh, okay. Fogsmoke, I have to change that name though. It's like Twig Branch. So Fogpaw is now a warrior, that's good. Helps- oh, so the first thing she did actually as a warrior is help Fawnkit pick birds out of their fur. I'm gonna go change her name right now. So I renamed Fogpaw to Fogrise. Because as I said, I like having a suffix with a meaning. And Fog's Rise was honored for her guidance. So I'll say that to the clan, Fog Rise is seen as when the fog rises, you can see everything, so she helps guide her clan through dark times. Kinda silly, but it's warrior cats. It seems Sandbreeze caught Dusong in a lie. Well, what could Dusong be lying about? Okay, so that's kind of big, because Jasper's friend is faced with a tough decision and wonders what King Acorn Strike would do, which seems nice, but that's probably a very Jasper friend thing to do, because King Acorn Strike would probably hide away and not confront the problem, because he's so in his head and depressed for whatever reason. Telling Fawnkit. Fawnkit is playing with Lion Paw, that's cute. Ice Guide is right by how bravely Fawnkit fought the other day. Well, she's just a kid, so it was probably a play fight. And I think this message isn't supposed to pop up for kids, but I like imagining that the warrior watched the kid, you know, do a really bad battle move, but they were like, wow, that's so cool. You did so good. And you know, I like seeing it that way. Ice Glide surprises okay, father-son, mother-son bonding. That's good. Do something Sandbreeze is very helpful. And that's good. I like that. I wanted them to get along. I imagine that Sandbreeze would lean on Dusong a lot just because, you know, even though King Acorn Strike is a leader, Sandbreeze is the one everyone's going to right now because King Acorn Strike isn't giving any direction. And so Sandbreeze, with her careful, quiet nature, would go to Dusong a bunch. So it's good that they're getting along. But, you know, up here, Sandbreeze thought Dusong was lying. So I'll have to see what they're lying about. Acorn Strike is eavesdropping on Ice Glide. What could you be eavesdropping on your mom about? Princess Sandbreeze, with how Fog Smoke is doing. That's your former apprentice, who is Fog Rise now, is hoping King Acorn Strike notices their improvement. I wonder why. What is her... She does like King Acorn Strike, so I guess she looks up to him. Jasper Fern, good example. Wants to get to know Princess Sandbreeze better. Maybe I can send him on patrol again. Lion Paw successfully lightened the dreary mood while training, and her mentor is Acorn Strike, so that would help a lot with Acorn Strike. Maybe he's feeling a little better right now because Lion Paw's brightening his mood, and that's why he surprised her with something nice. So they're getting along. That's good. Fawnkit is making sure not to be in any cat's way because she's so polite, and she's decided to do that by going to the leader's den. Who are we gonna send on patrol together? I think I'm gonna send Dusong and Acorn Strike on patrol together because Dusong wants Acorn Strike to notice their improvement, so I feel like she would ask for him to come on patrol with her. But wait, he does have Lion Paw. So I'll send Acorn Strike with Dusong again on an herb patrol so they can talk. To Dusong's concern, their warrior escort is unusually quiet. When prompted on their troubles, King Acorn Strike comments that they could not help but think of what legacy they would leave behind if StarClan called upon them. So this is pretty good because, or it's interesting because Acorn Strike's been so quiet, and that's definitely something you would wonder. Dusong and Acorn Strike spend their time on the patrol discussing. You start with King Acorn Strike's legacy would shine brighter than any star. Okay, so I think that would fit in Dusong wanting Acorn Strike to notice her improvement. She wants to show me she's a good medicine cat, that she's a good addition to the clan, that she can fulfill this spot she's been called to, and she knows Acorn Strike's having a hard time. That's good. That's successful. On the other hand, they'll have Jasper Fern train Lion Paw just for change of pace. Lion Paw starts arguing with Jasper Fern about the technique they're working on. I want to see how that plays out. Rolls their eyes as amused. They are annoyed. So Jasper Fern's not having Lion Paw's sass. Is there something that Lion Paw got sassy about? Ice Glide bumped into her. Maybe that's it. She did get that surprise with Acorn Strike. Maybe she's just a little sour that Acorn Strike went on patrol without her, and she doesn't want to go with Jasper Fern because that's not her mentor. She's the one that didn't have... Wait. She doesn't like Jasper Fern, does she? Yeah, she had a little dislike with him. So, on top of that, she's already upset about Jasper Fern because she doesn't like him too much. Actually, she gained a lot of dislike or Fog Rise, Sand Breeze, Ice Glide. Ice Glide? I wrote a backstory for you with Ice Glide. She doesn't like Ice Glide for some reason. Let me see. Oh, because they bumped into each other. Limepaw took that very personally. And Ice Glide probably didn't even notice. Sand Breeze wanted to know how Fog Rise was doing. So I'll send them on a normal patrol. The patrol finds a small barrel in the ground with a strange scent. They hesitate. Okay. I don't want something bad to happen, but oh look, okay, because we have careful Sand Breeze, who I imagine wouldn't want to stick her head in the hole, but Fog Rise would probably want them to check. I'll have them check. Oh no, the barrel was home to a Wolverine, now angry at the disturbance. Patrol bolts away, but Fog Rise doesn't quite. Oh no, she got a broken bone. Oh. So that's. Oh no. That's. Okay. First moon as a warrior, and Fog Rise is already injured. Did that change her relationship with Sand Breeze? Does she like her less now that she. I wonder if that makes Fog Rise dislike Sand Breeze a little less. Because they were on patrol together, and Sand Breeze is the deputy. So it would be kind of, you know, on her if Clanmate gets injured. But I'll not look into that too seriously. Okay. I'll do one more moon skip. Nothing interesting happened this moon. Okay. Fog Rise is wowed by Sand Breeze. That's good. They're getting along. Sand Breeze realized they were too harsh in their judgment of Limepaw. Jasper is complaining that Fog Rise never does anything helpful. Well, she broke her bone, so there's not a lot she can do right now. Fawnkit settles near Fog Rise to eat their fresh growth. Imagine that, just teeny little Fawnkit next to Fog Rise. Limepaw is jealous that Ice Glide got to go to the last gathering. Ice Glide is an elder, so of course she would be able to go over an apprentice. Acornstrike apologized to Limepaw. For what, I wonder? Acornstrike finds a bit of fluff that smells like dew song. So I imagine that the patrol with these two went so well that Acornstrike likes having dew song around him because she wanted to impress him. He went on patrol, she made him feel better. Okay. We'll take note of that. Ice Guy thinks I can tell Fawnkit something important. Well, she's just a kid, so don't tell her everything. Wants to spend time with Princess Sandbreeze. Okay, so most notably, Acornstrike is fond of Dew Song now. He apologized to Limepaw. Limepaw's jealous, so that's all that happened that moon. He's thinking about what to say at the gathering. He's probably like sitting in his den, thinking real hard how to keep everything short, to the point, leave fast. He's probably the kind of guy who wants to leave the gathering as fast as he can. Sandbreeze is a bit cross with Fawnkit. What did Fawnkit do? Fawnkit didn't do anything, we'll see. Maybe just because she's the guardian figure of Fawnkit. She just, you know, try to keep her in check. Tells an ancient tale about Star Clan, which is surprising because she's not originally from this clan. She didn't know anything about clan kits when she was younger. Or even like 4 moons ago, she didn't know anything about Star Clan. But she does know now something about Star Clan. So she is learning a lot as her time as a medicine cat. Jasper wants to get to know Acornstrike better. Are you good friends with Acornstrike? Not too much, but you do trust him a lot compared to other cats. So you probably look up to him a lot. Grooming themselves. Hopes to learn something new today. Okay, wow. Limepaw really doesn't like Ice Glide. I'm surprised because I had written in her history that they would get along because one is troublesome, one's playful. But it looks like they're kind of having trouble, which is kind of funny considering Ice Glide's the mediator. Asking older cats about how kittens are made. We'll leave her to that. Let's check on Jade Smoke. Jade Smoke watches King Acornstrike with malice in their eyes. And that's pretty interesting, because as we see, he's vengeful. And King Acornstrike is so in his shell, so what could Jade Smoke possibly be wanting to do with Acornstrike? Okay, so I'll have Acornstrike go on patrol with Jasperfern because Jasperfern wanted to. And I'll send Limepaw with them too. Comes across a squirrel. And Jasperfern caught it because he's a good hunter. Okay, we'll send... Actually, let's send them together. Why not? Sandbreeze tells Dusang about the dream they had last night. Okay. They had an in-depth conversation about Sandbreeze's vision as they walk. It's a bit cross with Fawnkit. Maybe I can tie that in with her thought bubble right now. Because if she had a dream, I would wonder what she saw from StarClan. And Moonclaw doesn't have any thoughts. And Fawnkit's just being a kid. So what could Fawnkit have done with Sandbreeze? I don't know, maybe Sandbreeze caught a glimpse of something with Fawnkit. I don't know, and she talked about with with Dusang. But also, Linefall did think she was part of a prophecy. And she did start disliking Ice Glide. So I guess Linefall's getting distant with everyone now. Distant with everyone except Fawnkit, Dusang, Acorn Strike. Maybe she's like, because she's a good listener, maybe she's picking up on what everyone's saying and she's shying off of everyone because she doesn't like what she's hearing. Maybe with the secret that Acorn Strike's hiding. I don't know, we'll see. I'll think about that. But I think I'm going to end this episode right here because I don't want it to go too long. So I'm going to end off with this. We have Fawnkit by yourself, Fog Rise, who went from Paw to Warrior within a couple of moons. Ice Guy is kind of hanging out with Dusang. You've got Linefall talking with Acorn Strike. Okay, I'm gonna note that down. Because even though that's her mentor, she does listen to what a lot of Acorn Strike has to say. And here we have Sandbreeze all by herself. So I'll leave the clan off here, and next time we'll see more of what we can uncover with Linefall's prophecy. You know, Fawnkit becomes an apprentice next moon, and she's our main character. We'll be able to actually use her to talk to everyone, visit patrols, patrol with Acorn Strike, figure out what he's hiding, and yeah, we'll leave it at that. So we'll see next moon what happens.